Specializat în kickboxing, doamnelor și domnilor, se luptă pentru Storm. Let's give it up din Luton, United Kingdom, for Andrew Tate!
Well, easy night of work for my brother. Probably has the energy left to come and help me with the commentating. But
the king of the heavyweight division. He knows victory.
And prove what he's not. And sometimes you got to do it this way, and he's done it that way. And, you know, listen, the same way I'm talking now after the fact, the same way I was talking before the fact. So I'm consistent, and that's important.
I feel like the fight could have...
Too bad to me. It was like, look, we know he wasn't going to win this fight tonight. Let him live to fight on another day and take less damage. I mean, I thought...
He sealed it in because that point took him away, but it was a good scrap all the way through. You know what I mean? It was a good fight for Houston. To this day,
You want to see a rematch?
I was still...
Dylan Dennis in for a punch.
Did you think that he should have done more? I mean, obviously we know that, but I mean, like, did you expect him to do more? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, not really. I was surprised he made it in the ring.
Actually, probably one of the best fights that we've seen in terms of just emotion, you know, in terms of just the whole build-up and the hoopla. And it was a great fight, and what I'm proud.
Were you impressed by the way he stopped him?
Yeah, actually, no, that was a beautiful knockout. I ain't gonna lie, that was a beautiful knockout. That was beautiful.
How do you set it up in your eyes? How did you see him?
Well, I mean, them feints were fucking getting him from the beginning, man. I'm telling you, he was over there. He was scared the whole damn time.
Yeah. How'd you think Frank did it?
Well, I thought it was a fantastic fight, very entertaining. I was very happy with it. Yeah, go on, look.
What do you expect? What do you expect?
It was good. It was good.
What do you expect?
I think Cruz pulled that out. That motherfucker tough. He showed us a look. He got the boxing.
Alright guys, so as we wrap up this year, I can see that you're right in the thick of this massive fight situation that's about to go down. And let me tell you, the drama is absolutely off the charts.
Mid rounds. Yep. And then he started boxing, like putting some rounds together boxing. But I think if he didn't do that in the beginning and get his respect, it would have been a long night.
You think he hurt him a little bit, and that's why he was kind of boxing?
Yeah. He hurt to the body.
What's from your perspective?
Yeah. But regardless, it was a good fight. Deserves an immediate rematch.
Now here's where things get really interesting, and honestly kind of controversial. Despite the fact that Chase Deore is officially the Misfits heavyweight champion, like he's literally the guy holding the belt right now, he was basically forced to accept some pretty strict conditions that seem almost designed to mess with him. We're talking about a brutal weight limit plus this rehydration clause just to face Andrew Tate, and when I say brutal, I mean it. This American powerhouse has to cut down to a career low 200 pounds, which for a heavyweight is absolutely insane, and then he can only rehydrate to just a few pounds heavier the following day. Think about how restrictive that is for a guy who's used to fighting much heavier. What's really getting under Deore's skin, and honestly I don't blame him, is that this weight requirement technically brings the entire fight down to cruiserweight territory. So he's sitting there thinking, wait a minute, if we're fighting at cruiserweight, shouldn't we be fighting for that belt instead of my heavyweight title? It's a completely valid point that's causing major headaches in the organization. The whole championship situation is honestly a complete mess right now. And let me break down just how complicated this has gotten. KSI had been holding the heavyweight title since Misfits Boxing first started up, like he was the original champion who set the whole thing in motion. But here's the crazy part. When he took that decisive unanimous decision loss to Tommy Fury back in 2023, his title wasn't even on the line. Yeah, you heard that right. He kept the belt even after getting clearly beaten by Fury, which already had people scratching their heads. Then KSI decided to retire from the sport and vacated the belt, leaving this massive void at the top of the division. Misfits tried to handle this the right way by organizing this elaborate 8-man tournament to crown a new champion, which sounded awesome on paper. But guess what happened? Absolutely nothing. The whole tournament has basically fallen by the wayside, and none of those semi-final matchups that were supposed to happen in 2024 are taking place in 2025. It's like they just abandoned the entire structure they set up. Deore is absolutely not holding back his frustration about this situation, and honestly his tweets are pretty fired up. Someone please explain to me why I'm defending my heavyweight title at cruiserweight when Misfits Boxing has a vacant cruiserweight belt, he wrote on X, and this was just the beginning of a whole series of tweets where he really let loose. I'm happy to fight still, but make me the double champ, he continued, and you can feel the frustration in every word. It just seems sacrificial to me, and that word really tells you everything about how he's viewing this whole setup. He didn't stop there either. There's a vacant belt at cruiserweight and Tate is talking a big game at the press conference about how he wants to do this right, blah blah, he continued, and you can hear the sarcasm dripping from that comment. Then he dropped this bombshell that really shows how much pressure he's feeling. 99 pounds isn't heavyweight boxing, and I know if I don't KO him and it goes to the scorecards, I'm cooked, even if I pack him in all 6 rounds. That's a heavyweight champion basically admitting he doesn't trust the judges to give him a fair shake. Now when someone like Liam Harrison speaks up about a fight, you better listen, because this guy knows what he's talking about. 8-time professional world Muay Thai champion Liam Harrison is very confident that we're going to see a new Misfits champion crowned later this year, and coming from him, that prediction carries serious weight. Harrison isn't just some random commentator throwing around opinions. He's been credited by none other than Tom Aspinall as the best leg kicker he's ever seen, which is absolutely massive praise from someone of Aspinall's caliber. This striking veteran went toe-to-toe with the very best fighters of his entire era. So when he talks about combat sports, people listen. The Hitman recently posted a message on social media to break down his thoughts on Tate's upcoming bout, and his analysis is pretty eye-opening. Had loads of people asking me today after the Misfits announcement, can Tate actually fight? He wrote, addressing what's probably the biggest question on everyone's mind. His answer was crystal clear: yes, he can. But here's where it gets really interesting. Harrison has actual first-hand experience with Tate's ability. I fought on a few of the same shows as him back in the day and watched him absolutely flatten top-ranked guys, he revealed, and that's coming from someone who shared cards with Tate and seen him operate up close. His final prediction was brutal and direct. This 100% will not end well for Chase. Fans are absolutely scratching their heads trying to figure out what to make of KSI's furious reaction to Andrew Tate's announcement that he's now the CEO of Misfits Boxing. And honestly, the whole situation is bizarre. While tons of people were skeptical about his seemingly shocked reaction to the news, like did he really not know this was happening? There's actually some background context that makes this even more interesting. The social media star had previously gone on record saying that he didn't think Tate would ever fight again, which makes this whole situation even more dramatic. I don't think Andrew Tate's gonna want to fight, KSI said in a 2022 interview, and at the time it seemed like a reasonable prediction. I think he's kind of past the whole fighting thing, he continued, and also him losing kind of ruins his image. Then he really drove the point home. He's not really a top G if he gets knocked out by someone like Jake Paul. So you can imagine how jarring it must be for KSI to see Tate not only coming back to fight but literally taking over his organization. It's exactly this kind of personal drama and bad blood that makes this bout sure to generate absolutely massive attention, for better or for worse. The popular streamer, who happens to be a close friend of Andrew Tate, has made a pretty bold prediction about the upcoming fight, and he's not mincing words about it. He believes the Tate vs Chase Deore fight won't even be competitive, which is a pretty strong statement considering Deore is the reigning champion. It's not going to even be close, Ross declared in a recent interview with YouTuber Fred Beck, and he was confidently backing Tate to absolutely cruise past Deore in their December showdown. The fight has been officially confirmed for December 2025, and it's going to headline Misfits Boxing's big event called The Fight Before Christmas, taking place in Dubai. Andrew Tate, who's a former 4-time world kickboxing champion, will finally be making his long-awaited boxing debut under the Misfits banner after all this build-up. His opponent Chase Deore is the reigning Misfits heavyweight champion who's known for his impressive size, natural athleticism, and viral personality that's made him a fan favorite. Ross's prediction really reflects the confidence that many of Tate's hardcore fans share, and it's based on Tate's extensive combat background and that mental toughness he's famous for. Tate's too experienced, too sharp, Ross implied during the interview, basically suggesting that the skill gap is just too wide. He also revealed that he's planning to attend the event in person, especially if it ends up involving other big names from the crossover scene like KSI, which could make this an even bigger spectacle. Much of the pre-fight attention and media coverage has been laser focused on Tate, and honestly the guy knows how to work the promotion game. The controversial podcaster has positioned himself in Dubai for training, and he's been showing off everything from a legitimate black eye from sparring sessions to appearing in what looks like extraordinary physical condition for a 39-year-old. The guy clearly takes his preparation seriously. But here's where things get even more interesting from a business perspective. Tate has also told that he's completely ousted KSI from his leadership role at Misfits, and that he's now the new CEO. But get this, he's changed what CEO stands for. Now it means Combat Executive Officer, which is pretty clever branding if you ask me. For this former kickboxing champion, Deore isn't just a one-off fight. He's supposedly just the first leg of an absolutely insane run in the squared circle that could see him compete up to 10 times in the next year. That's an absolutely brutal schedule if he's serious about it. And based on the pre-fight training footage that's been released, Tate's fighting style looks completely unique. He throws shots sparingly, but when he does, they come from these really unorthodox angles that could catch opponents off guard. He uses evasive movement to avoid attacks rather than the traditional blocking approach, and he's got this extraordinarily awkward stance that's hard to read. Regardless of all the predictions and hype surrounding Tate, his opponent Deore is remaining completely unfazed by the whole situation, and he believes he's actually identified what could be Tate's greatest weakness heading into this crossover showdown. Deore and Tate were recently in the same room together, sharing the same stage, during a pre-fight press conference ahead of the Misfits Mania event that they've dubbed the Fight Before Christmas. This thing is being held at the Dubai Duty-Free Tennis Stadium in the United Arab Emirates, which is actually a pretty cool venue for a boxing event. They even got face-to-face during the press conference, and apparently Deore was paying very close attention, downloading intel on Tate like he was studying game film. Based on that face-to-face encounter, he thinks he's identified a major weakness he can capitalize on when they actually get in the ring. I saw a lot of fear in his eyes today. I saw him shaking a lot, Deore observed, and if that's accurate, it could be a huge psychological advantage going into the fight. For all the absolute best updates on breaking news, incredible moments, major events, and all the action happening in the world of boxing, you definitely want to stay connected with us by subscribing to our YouTube channel, and here's the key part. Don't forget to turn on those notifications so you get instantly notified the moment we drop quality content like this. We're constantly covering the biggest stories, the most controversial matchups, and all the behind-the-scenes drama that makes combat sports so addictive to follow. Until next time, peace out everyone.